So, welcome back to the weekly recap video. As always, this will be the longer video. I will show everything except the memes, which are already in the meme video. So, I'm using this method here, which means this is always repeating itself. We start with a BLNK. That doesn't mean that every stock has to start here. It also can start here, here, or wherever. The art is to find the point where we are. And this one is always working. The only thing which could happen is that the person who is interpreting it, like me, is making the mistake that, let's say, we are here, but I think we are here. So, and I think I will make for the future an own video just for this, so I don't have to do this every time. So, we start for this example with the BLNK, then we're doing the higher low. Most of the time, you can take a point fib retracement from the bottom to the peak, then you get your bottom of the higher low. Then you're doing the A, same here. You're just taking the 0.5 from your absolute low to the peak of A, then you get your A, or just a breakout retest of an important trend line. Then you're doing a B. For the B bottom, you're taking the low of your A to the peak of B, 0.5 fib, then you get your B bottom. And then you go to your C. After your C, you get your lower high. Then you fall, go up again, then you get your midpoint. The important part is the low here has to be lower than this. Only then the L is finished. Then you can take the low of B to your M, and most of the time you will see that you bounce on this line, fall under it, try to get over it, till you reject your last time. Then you go to your T. Here also again, the M is only finished when it's under the low where it started. And then you go to your BLNK, and everything is repeating. For your next targets, your A is most of the time at the T line, your next A. The same for your B is most of the time near the M line. And then if you use this, let's say on a weekly or daily, then you can go between all this. And there you always also have A, B, C, L, and T. And even then you can go into the A, and there you can fractal brain yourself with this. Okay. So far for the method, I think that was everything. Yeah. Okay. Then let's hop in to open. So here's our open chart. We only have one with two versions. As you see, we already finished a whole first one and fractal, and now we are in the second one. And for the second one, we already did our A, our B, and if B is finished, we are running to our C. So let's look what we have done. Okay. Friday didn't really move anything. Was a pretty boring day, and I forgot to start my SPY. I will do it after that. So for the bullish version, this was our V. We came close to 0.5. The thing that we didn't touched it or broke it, that's the reason why I still have an alternative. But for the bullish version, B pullback is finished. This could just be a big high low for the micro tracking. Yeah. And from now on, we should go up. For the bear, and then just break all-time highs or not. For the bearish version, would mean that, okay, two versions. For the bullish bearish version, we have the problem. We are still here. You see, you have your T here. You make your 0.5 pullback. You have a massive high low. You have a massive high low. You're not breaking M, but you broke T. And the thing is that we are still doing this. I'm not really sure if we're still doing this, but the thing is, if this is true, if we're doing this, we would be right here right now. And that would mean we still have to do something like this, and then we go. Would still be bullish. The bearish version, the really bearish version, would mean this was your T. This wasn't your V, and this wasn't your higher low. And that would mean you still have to come down to the 0.5 higher low. And then we go. The thing that we're still doing higher lows here. Let's see. It's in a really shitty spot right now, to be fair. Okay. Good. SPY. What have we done on SPY last week? Okay. First of all, I have to say, because I was always ranting about how predictors, what will they do if they're wrong? I showed every alternative on Thursday or Wednesday. We did the little one, but for my prediction, because I was looking for this pullback and I was wrong. There is no excuse for that. I was wrong. The only thing is, I already know why. The main problem you have with this is if you start seeing these fractals, you really danger to run into the problem that you, how do I say that you're getting too quick. That you think, hey, that's the next move, so it has to happen immediately. And that's the biggest danger here. So, for the tracking, the good part is we broke this trend line. So the market crash or blow off top trend line. So the version, in my opinion, that this here was market top, I think is gone. So I really think that we can cancel this for now. I think we really get a blow off top. So the only thing for me is this is now A. It has to be A. So I'm still looking for a pullback. I will show that on Bitcoin too, and especially on VIX. But still, bullish version, bullish bearish version, bearish version. The absolutely bullish version would mean that next week, because we're looking for a breakout retest, would mean that, and that's the stupid part, and I still can't behind it, that we're doing this. Because A and perf and 0.5 pullback and breakout retest. That would mean we would run next week to 714. And that would be only A, to make that clear. I mean, how much would that be? That would be 5%. I mean, okay, if we're doing that, fine. Yeah, so we would go up here, 0.5 pullback, and then go even higher, because this would be just A. The problem I have with this is, here's our T, here is no pullback, and this is already M. And it would be really, really drastic. And do we have something next week? Yeah, Tuesday PMI. So now to the bullish bearish version, which is my main tracking version right now, because I think that will happen. So we went over the wedge. Perfect. But it's a very, very big wedge. You could also say, because you don't, with this wedge here, you don't have T as touch point. So in my opinion, it is weird, but I think the wedge could go so like this here. And that would mean it makes perfect sense to make a retest like here. And if you look where we would go, well, if this was the top on Friday for A, then this here is your pullback. So 6.6, 6.67, 6.65-ish. And that makes sense. So something like this. And this would be 2%. And now comes the data. The thing is that we have PPI on Tuesday. I think it makes sense. I mean, 2.5% on one day, possible, not common on SPY, but it would make sense. You get a massive drop on Monday. Everyone is screaming, but crash, it's over, this was it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and Tuesday, you get the massive bounce. I am behind this. Let's see if this is happening. Let's see what we get on Monday. The bearish version would mean if you, for whatever reason, are breaking this level, going down, breaking this level, then, and that's the stupid part, this would be T. Not thinking like that, yeah, I just have to have it as an art. So, for this, so why I'm thinking that? Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in the same spot right now. We did our V, so wait, for the bigger look. We are also in a pullback. And we already did our T, in my opinion. This was a perfect V on the A. So, the only thing we have to do is high low, which we didn't do right now. This, in my opinion, this is the peak of the high low. So, let's take the fib. So for this would mean here is a 0.5, 86 cents, $1,000. So same as SPY. I mean SPY is in its A, this would be just high low. But I'm still looking for this pullback. And if Bitcoin is doing this pullback, then SPY will pull back too. Or they completely diverge from each other. Could also happen. What is not diverging from each other is VIX. And that's why I'm pretty convinced that we will get this A pullback. Because VIX, VIX going down, SPY goes up. VIX going up, SPY goes down. So for VIX, just for this little section here, we have our V, high, low, A, B, C, lower high, midpoint, T. And on Friday, we did our perfect V and A, just with one candle. We also did T on Friday, up and knife down. That only means that it has to hurry up. So we also did already the higher low. We could already have done the higher low. Yeah, finished. So if this is true, Monday, VIX should shoot up, because after the higher low to A is the strongest move. But if VIX is shooting up, that would mean SPY down. At the same time, if we look on the bigger chart, in my opinion, VIX will go up, but will reject this trend line. And then it will knife down to a new low, which means blow off top for SPY. Let's see. Will be interesting. Okay. So much for SPY. Now Unity. So wasn't really moving, but just for the weekly recap video, we already finished the first part, the first fractal. We are now in the second fractal. We have our CLMT perfect, we higher low perfect, did already our A peak, and now we're in the A pullback. So let's look at the A pullback. So for now, this is still our lower high. If we go over it, then this is our new lower high. The only thing we're not allowed is to break 47. But still, the lower high for me isn't finished. We still have to come lower than here, then M, T, and down. My price target for the A pullback is still 24 and 22. 0.5 or BLNK. When this is finished, your next target is 108. It's perfect tracking till now. Let's see. Okay. Jump into NEO. So, yeah, weekly is okay. So, as always for NEO, it's the main version. We don't need the skies anymore. We are not finished. We are finished with B and with A. We are looking for the C run. So, the thing is, for NEO, like Unity, we already did our T, and we're still in the A pullback. We did already our A, but we're still in our A pullback. We already did our C, our lower high, our M. This candle here could really be just our T. If we're still going up, then this will be our T. But right now, it could be quicker than expected. And this was our T. For this, we still have to come down to $5. Sorry, for our 0.5. And then higher, lower, and then go. Or what I am expecting, going to the V&A. Breakout retest, 34, 37. And then it's just the same like 2020. If you look at it, V, high, low, breakout to A, head and shoulders. And here in 2020, it was the same. V, high, low, breakout, doing the A, doing head and shoulders, and down to V and A. So in my opinion, we are, for comparison, something in here right now. So I would look, because you see here a little gap down, I would expect this next week. Maybe. If SPY is really knifing, so many tickers which are still in their A pullbacks could just do that on Monday. It would be perfect. If everything is knifing on Monday, I mean, not everything, but these tickers, and we're finishing all the pullbacks on Monday, and then we start into the blow off top, because this here is what we're expecting after the A pullback. Okay. Next one is plug, bullish and bearish. Let's start with the bullish one. So this is the bullish one. For the bullish one, as always, we already finished our high low, and we are right now again in the A pullback. For plug, it's a little bit different because it could be already finished. The A pullback could be already finished because we already did our little C, our lower high, our midpoint, our T. Here's the 0.5. We fell under it, but that's okay. But for the 0.5, you can bounce over and under it. Just if we fall down here, then the 0.5 is gone. So this could just be our V. And right now we are forming the higher low. That would mean 182 would be a fallback target. And then you would go. Everything over $3 is bullish, and our next target is 31. If you're still falling under, your last chance is your V&A at $1, and you're doing the same. If you fall under 86, then it's the alternative. And this wasn't A, this was T. And you still have to come down in these very low ranges, which would make sense, and it would be the perfect buy. Let's see. Okay, next one is fuel cell, and I think fuel cell was looking perfect on Friday. So for fuel cell, here's our only chart. For fuel cell, we finished the first fractal, CLM. This whole thing is just our T. It's fucking big. And for what we have done, also fuel cell is in its A pullback. Yeah. V, high, low, A pullback. And this A pullback, in my opinion, is finished. We have our C, lower high, midpoint, T, V. The only thing which I could imagine is that still the higher low is missing. And if you look at this, this was our V, this was our, could be our peak of higher low. And again, if SPY is going down on Monday or next week, here is your higher low 0.5 pullback, 622. Breakout, retest. And after that, we are shooting up. Oh, we should shoot up. Confirmation line would be 771 for being bullish. And again, for fuel cell, our next target for B is 165. And how would this look like? It would look like this. This is the move we are expecting, because it is the same like this one. And we would be right here right now. Let's see. I'm already in, just in case. We are way quicker, but this thing looks fucking finished. Okay. BLNK. Here is our BLNK. Also only one chart. For this, we're already in the third fractal. This was your first. This is your second. The important part for the third one is it has to go over C. If it's not going over the last peak, death spiral continues. But I mean, we don't care about this right now. So, what have we done? Also, Blink is in its A pullback. Funny how this is. For Blink, there are still two versions. The first one, we have here our, I have to change that. Here's our 0.5. So this could be already our V. In that case, and that's the interesting part, This could be already our higher low. It's tiny, but still. So in that case, BLNK is finished. And you go. Everything over 170 is bullish. And our next target is 26. If not, if it's not the 0.5, then you still have to come down to your V&A. And that would mean $1. Then high low, and then you go. We have, yeah. In that case, I would lean more to the 0.5 and not the V&A, but let's see. And how it would look like. It would look like this. Because, in my opinion, we are here right now. That's why I'm also looking for, it could also be a V&A. Just be careful. I mean, it's only 33 cents. But let's see. But the move to B should be explosive. Okay. Next one is AI. C3AI. It didn't really change anything on Friday. Two possibilities to track this thing. First one is the method I'm using. Second one is just symmetry, where you just take half the stock, take this price action, flip it to here, and read it from right to left. And for this, we would be right here right now. And this is coming next, like here. With my method, yeah, also, we did our CLMT. We are in a place with a perfect V&A. We bounced on it, so the only thing which, as always, we are waiting for is a higher low. If this was the top, that would mean you have to fall to 1350, and then you go. Everything over 17, 16 is bullish. And our next targets would be for A30 and for B36. And if you look at it, you will have pullbacks, in my opinion, in here. So here would be the perfect example if it's doing that. Your A is under the T line. You are getting a 0.5 pullback. And for B, you don't really get a pullback. I mean, this could this be a 0.5? Yeah, not really. But this is how our next moves could look like. And this would also just be a break or retest. And then is the question, because this is only a bar pattern, you could just make it a little bit bigger. Something like this here. Then you would have a perfect breakout retest. Will be interesting. Okay. Next one. Grab the boring Chinese stock. Also, only one chart. We already did the first factor completely. Did the higher low. Also are in the A pull, or already did the A peak. Also are in the A pullback right now. That's always, it gets boring. But as you see, we're going up right now. So this could be already T, or you still have to go up here and then you will go down. My target for the A pullback is still 380. After that higher low, and after that your target is 10. But I think this right now is so slow moving. This will take time. Okay, next one. SAVA. So for SAVA, this time the big explanation, because it's a weekly recap video. Why are we tracking this? Because it's a bio company and it looks like shit. The thing why we are tracking this is just because, if you look back, you always did this gap downs in the stock, massive gap downs. The interesting thing is, on Fridays and Mondays, you always had this gap fills. Every time. Here. And what we have now is a massive gap down. And we are tracking that we want to fill this gap from $5 to $25. And for the fractal method, we are finished. A higher low, A, B, C, L, M, T, V, and A. And right now we would do higher low. So for the bullish version, what we have done. For the bullish version, this higher low could be finished. You have your C, your lower peak, M, T, V, breakout. And the funny thing is, this A breakout, this little tiny A breakout, that's why I have this here. Do you see this? That's already a 0.5 pullback. So in this case, we could start ramping up. Only problem, I mean, I'm bullish. I'm still bullish on it. The only problem I have right now on this is this V. This V is just nothing. It's not a 0.5. It's not a V on the A. It's nothing. So I am bullish, but the thing is, this again would be something in breaking my rules. And I'll show this later. Breaking my own rules is not a good idea. If this is not true, then this was just our T. And that would mean that we still have to come down to the real 0.5 at 239 and do the same, or to the V under A at $2 and do the same. If we are doing this and bounce there, this is still this year. Still no problem. If we fall under 175, it's not this year anymore. Then we're doing a new all-time low. And after this, over months, we will do this. I will show that in a second. Same if we breaking out here suddenly and we are stopping between $6 and $5, then it's also not this year. Then it's also new low. Why? For this, we're looking back to 2018. So for the move, when we suddenly move to $5, $6, we would be here then. And we would massively drop, which we didn't saw yet. And if we're breaking down, as I showed, then we would be here right now. And we would still need a new low. And that's why I said it wouldn't be this year then, because we would do this here. I would expect till February, till March. And then in 2026, we have the next chance to fill this gap. But I'm pretty convinced it doesn't matter if it's this year or next year, but we will see this move. Let's see. Right now, it still looks good. The only problem, as I said, is this V. I don't like this V, but everything else looks good. Let's see. Okay, next one. GNS. So, only one chart. Here. Also finished everything. First fractal, we are in the second one. Also already did A, and we are in the A pullback. Next target is 6 for B. and C is something in this range. And as I'm always saying, I don't think we're doing this. In my opinion, we're doing this. Okay, so how far are we in the pullback of A? So, two versions, bullish and bearish. For the bullish version, we finished with the A pullback. We have our A, C, lower high, midpoint, very small M, and that's why this very small T is also working. For this, we already did our V and A. Did we do already our, yeah, we could already done our high low. This here would already be small a. So for this, we could get an A pullback. That would mean we go down here for the 0.5. This would be 66 cents and then we go. But the thing is, I just don't think so. If this A pullback is finished, we really should start going. And with going, I mean going. If we're still going down here and not see massive moves up, then in my opinion, this was our T. And then this wasn't A, and this was A. And that would mean that we still have to come down to our V and A at 47 cents, and then we go. Could happen. The only thing I have to say is it's just this. If we look at this, if this is our A, how do we find our B button? We take the low from A to the peak of B, and you get the B pullback, and that's just perfect. And if you change that this was your A, and you take this to this, this isn't perfect anymore. So let's see what happens next week. In my opinion, this thing is finished. If it's still falling down, okay, then our target is 47. So be it. Or you really have this little chance that you bounce here and then you go. But this thing is close. In my opinion, this thing is close. Okay. Next one, FFAI, same thing. Fucking close. So, here's our chart. As always, without a split, we won't reach this price targets. Without a split, this is the area of our price targets. But I mean, who cares? From $1 to $80, who cares? For FFA, we also see LMTV. We are right now in the higher low. So, what have we done? I think not really much. In my opinion, also, higher low is finished. We have our little C, lower high, midpoint T, perfect V and A. And we are doing high low right now. So, let's look. Thing is, because I think we could already be finished. Yeah. The thing is, you have here, bottom. So, really, this here could already be our high low. And that would also mean we are fucking close to be ready to go. Confirmation is 133, but really, there is a chance you don't see this because also FFA can just run. There is no small going up. FFE, when it's ready, it's always doing this. Only thing which I could expect still, I mean, okay, if you fall under this place down, that. But this could be a peak from the high low. Okay, then you would still have to come down here. It would be 108 and then you bounce. Okay, otherwise you should start going. Looks fucking finished. Maybe, as already said, if I'm right with the pullback on SPY on Monday, I think we will see a pullback on many tickers, but that should be finished then Monday. And Tuesday, bada boom. Okay, last one. Bull. The only ticker I had to change tracking. So, and I think that this is the last time I did this today, in this video. Yeah, for bull also could be finished. This right now could be our V. Only thing which are missing is higher low. So let's look closer. Did we do something here? No. Yeah. The thing is, if this is the true button, which it could, but we also could just fail to $5, just saying. That's why I'm also always saying confirmation is $12. Wait till we are there. But I'm the opinion that this is the peak of our high low. And that would mean we pull back here, which would also be gap fill. And if you bounce here, this would also be a good entry. But wait for the higher low. And then our next target for A is 18. 0.5 pullback. B is at 33. This could be a very, very good play. Okay. I think that was everything. If you have questions, write it into the comments. If you have wishes for other stocks also. And if you liked it, leave a like. Let's see what happens Monday. See ya.